All right then, 20 years of River City, how does it feel?
Good. No, it's really good. I think River City probably had quite a difficult start, as a lot of programmes do, and maybe in 2003 you wouldn't have thought, or 2002 when it started, you wouldn't have thought 20 years, but I think it's a big achievement to have gone that long. There are people who love just seeing actors who are from Scotland in their own show. They've got a very loyal audience, and I think, like anything, once it's 20 years or even 10 years and beyond that, it's part of the fabric for people, it's part of what they do. Lots of people tell me, like, I watch it with my mum, or I go over and see it on a Tuesday with my mum, or I do that. I think it's a family thing now. Like, I get a lot of taxi drivers that say I never watch it, and then they ask me about storylines. So I'm like, well, somebody in your family watches it, you know. But yeah, so I think it's part of the fabric of Scottish audiences now.
The TV over the past 20 years has changed quite dramatically as well. How hard has that been to sort of adapt to the way things have changed TV wise?
Yeah, it's a difficult balance, because you don't want to throw away the things that people like. You want to keep them, but you have to keep evolving, and I mean that will happen over the next couple of years with the programme as well. I mean, we've went from it being originally half hours to then hours, back to half hours, then hours, and now we're back at half hours again. So even in terms of the length of the show, it's changed 3 or 4 different times, and you change the look of it, you change what you shoot it on. The writers change, and even the actors. There's only one constant right through the 20 years, who's Stephen Purdon that plays Bob, followed after that by Sally, and who plays Scarlett, and Frank, who plays Lenny. But there's a big turnover of actors and writers and that over that period of time. But we try to evolve. We're not ever going to be competing with Line of Duty or anything like that. It's a completely different programme. But what we can do is, I think we more than punch our weight with other continuing dramas like EastEnders and Hollyoaks and programmes like that.
And out of everyone still being the sort of original character, as you mentioned, there was Stephen Purdon. Did you expect it to be him, or
Well, right at the beginning of it, I never got involved in the programme till 2005. So when I arrived, Stephen was established as Shell Suit Bob at that time. What my understanding is of at the beginning of it, when they were doing the various different things that they were trying to do with him, he was only meant to be a bit part, really. It was meant to be Deke, his pal, who was part of the Henderson family. But they saw him on screen, really liked him. He was meant to be in the second block of episodes. They moved him into one of the first ones, and then just kept him, and the audience loved him. So that's where that grew from. He became like a part of the fabric, really.
Obviously, the 20th anniversary episode airs on Monday.
Yeah.
What was the sort of idea behind that? I mean, was it where did that come from?
So what happened was, we were going to have an episode that we have later on in the series where there's a storm, and it was an episode about kind of climate change and the way things have changed over that 20 years, and we were trying to do a clever kind of tie into that. But what we realised is, what do the audience want? Who would they like to see again? What we realised is the history of the show is its strength. That's what you've got. You've got all of those episodes, all of those stories, all of those characters, all of the people that were involved in the show. How can we get that then and have something where we can provide some of that for the audience? So in story, as we were all sitting down trying to discuss different ways of doing it, the multiverse sort of idea came up and had to be explained to some of the elderly, like myself, members of that. I was like, all right, Spider-Man, you mean? And the idea then, you could maybe have really popular characters back in the place that they came from, in another sort of imaginary dimension, really.
What was it like filming it? It must have been quite a laugh.
It was a laugh. What was fantastic was there's some great actors who had been here for a long time and had gone quite a long time ago. Like Sandy Morton is a legendary older actor here who played the baddie Billy Kennedy, and to have him back, he's retired now from acting but made an exception for us, and for him to be here with all these people that he's worked with over the years. I mean, as far as I know, I wasn't part of it. Apparently we're all out for dinner every night, and all of them were really, it was great for them all to be back together again, and the atmosphere here that week was fantastic. People really enjoyed it. It was the sort of older and the newer combining and getting to know each other. It was great.
So 20 years almost gone. What can we expect going forward from River City? Any exciting big storylines coming up?
Yeah, I think there's some really good stuff coming up. We've got a new actor coming in to play Madonna now that Madonna's got to the age that she is as a teenager, who is an actor called Lauren Grace, who is fantastic. I think the character is going to really evolve now and be. I think the girl that played her before played her from she was a wee girl and was in and is at school and is really busy, and so Sienna wouldn't have been able to come in and play it at that point. But now that we've moved it on to an actor who has a bit more experience and all that, I think it's that character will evolve. I'm really excited to see what she does, because I'm watching the first, none of these episodes are out yet, and I'm like, yeah, she has got it, and she's very, very good. There's a lot of good things coming up. We had the Storm episode is it's a massive kind of storyline. With the Storm night hides a sexual assault that happens on that night, and then that evolves, and it's a massive storyline that takes us right through to next year, which could involve revenge, could involve murder. I'm not saying it does yet, but but it's an important storyline, and it's the actors we've got in it have really embraced it and are going for it. So I think that's going to be the one that will take us through the next few months.
Interesting you mentioned that. We've seen that in a lot of soaps, coming up to reality, real life things. How important do you think that you introduce things like that, sexual assaults, etc., into a soap?
I think it's important because, there's got to be things in it that are reflective of what's happening in society. And Rape Crisis Scotland have been involved all the way through it, from the storyline process to reading the scripts, and they've been really invaluable. And there's been a massive amount of research done in the story team. You take these things seriously. A few years ago, we did a historic child abuse thing where we had people who came in and advised us on that, and that was a really hard-hitting but successful story because we did it in the right way. And I think even though it's very important that we have fun in our show because it's a soap, it's also important that we have hard-hitting stories that the audience can recognise. And every time we do them, we get an enormous amount of mail, enormous amount of people on the Facebook pages and Twitter responding to what's happened to them in their real life. So there's a responsibility to get those things right.